Well, hello, Andrew.
Well, hello, Margaret, across the pond.
Hello. How are
Hello
you?
to everyone out there in the world as well. Hallmark Land. I'm Andrew Walker, and I'm joined by the wonderful, the beautiful, the extremely talented Margaret Clunie.
Hello.
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 We're uh, we're very excited for everyone to see Love and Honey, and it's part of this year's Passport to Love. We had a couple questions that Hallmark Channel sent our way, so let's get started. And my apologies, everybody. I'm coming back from a an elementary school spring concert for my 4-year old, so I'm in a car. Um, so apologies, but here we are, and let's get started. Margaret, what do you say?
Let's do it. I'm
Let's
ready.
do it. Okay. Question number one. This is your first role with us at Hallmark. Welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Share with us your experience filming your first Hallmark movie.
Well, I mean, what a dream come true. I feel like we had such a great time, and the cast, the crew, everyone was amazing. We got to go to Malta, which is beautiful, and hang out there for a month, I think, was it? And
Yeah, a month. I'm sorry they gave you me as your first introduction to
well,
Hallmark, Margaret.
nightmare.
Apologies. There's a
That's
lot
a
of great
shame,
guys out there.
right? Never
Yeah.
mind. But apart from that, I had a great time. And just hanging out with everyone, meeting new people, working with amazing people, and getting to be in the sun because it had been rubbish in London before that. So I was very pleased to get to go and experience some new places, make some new friends, and it was just a lovely. I mean, I had a good time. Did you have a good time?
I had a good time. I didn't make any friends. You made friends. You made all the friends, Margaret.
Well, no, come on. I think we all did.
I made a lot of friends. I made a lot of friends. No, it was great. It was an amazing cast and crew, and
Yeah.
that's the coolest thing I think. Like as a you know North American actor,
Hmm.
filming across seas, working with European actors, it's the same but different. Like everyone, we're all part of this crazy industry, and we're all creatives and somehow find ourselves on set doing the same thing that we would do in North America, but it's the languages and the background of how they became actors or performers, and but it's still just it comes back to the passion that we have for all for storytelling,
Yeah.
um, and so I love working with these foreign actors and
Mm.
actresses, and yeah, it's just such a such a great experience.
Getting to travel is so, I mean, we are so lucky that we get to do it for our job. It's amazing.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
But
So
wait, hmm?
number two,
Number
you're
two.
number two.
I have number two. You ready?
I'm
So
ready.
my character, Ava, works at her family business in Malta, which she has recently inherited. Her mother has recently passed away, and her sister have inherited an apiary, which I don't know about you, but that is a word that I personally had to look up because I didn't know what it was. Turns out that's where beekeepers work, and she is indeed a beekeeper and runs the hives. They make honey. It's called Pacifica Grove Apiary, and she's sort of got big plans for the future, but she kind of is struggling with the business side of it all, but is very, like, she's an incredibly passionate woman about her work. And wait, can I share more about the business and her unique occupation? It says.
Yeah,
Oh my
sure.
god, yeah. Wait, I wrote notes. I'm so sorry. Um, can we
While you're
pause?
looking at your notes really fast, Margaret, I'll say I didn't have to look up apiary only because in the Hallmark world would know this actress, but Ashley Williams, her brother,
Hmm.
works at an apiary as well, and he's one of top three beekeepers in America, if not North America. And so I was at an apiary just 3 months before we shot our movie, and that's the first time that I had heard that word. So you're not alone. I didn't know that an apiary is uh, where beehives are and where
Yeah.
beekeepers work.
Yeah, I mean, okay, that makes me feel better. Thank you.
You're
But
welcome.
yeah,
You're
and we
welcome.
got to visit one there as well, which was amazing before we started filming and see all that. And we bought some honey. I don't know about you, but I'm still getting through the honey that we bought while we were out there, because it's delicious.
It is delicious. We're still going through it.
Yeah, but yeah, she's all about the bees, and the Maltese bees are in real life very unique and make incredible honey that we got to eat quite a lot of, which was
they're a hardy bee. We found out they're like one of the world's most hardiest bees that can withstand all different types of weather. And they actually take those bees and bring them up to Canada.
Yeah.
And let them start hives up there because they can withstand the cold.
Yeah. And didn't someone say they were particularly aggressive bees? But
yeah, they're feisty.
The person that got stung,
especially when you have 3 of them in your beekeeper suit.
That was an unlucky moment.
Yeah, it was an unlucky moment for me. We were at first day at the apiary, and we were watching the beekeepers pull out the hives and looking at the bees do make the honey, and I decide to take my phone out of my suit, and I reach in, and a bee flies into my suit. And on my defense, though, I did turn away, and I walked away from where the swarms of bees were.
You were so calm. I couldn't believe it.
And then I tried to blow that one bee out when 2 bees flew 2 more bees flew into my suit. So I had 3 bees in my suit. Blow it, like just going blowing like a maniac, trying to get them out, and zip you out of your suit. Anyways, that's what happened to me.
But a lovely time visiting that apiary and getting to wear the bee suits, which was always nice.
Yes. Sorry, I got off my earpiece for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, you just came back.
Hey, okay, so number 3. Austin is an American archaeologist who's visiting Malta for research. And Austin decided to bite off a little more than he could chew. He wanted to go after this golden way. He had read a book, it was a journal of an explorer who had passed through Malta on his way to New America, which I guess was Michigan back in the New France. Sorry, New France. Can you hear me, Margaret?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, New France, and he decides to go to Malta and search for this golden way, which he thought could be treasure, and starts doing his research. Obviously, goes to the library, starts there, and it just so happens that there is a bee infestation at the library that he is doing the research from, and none other than Miss Clunie is there. Trying to remove the bees and relocate them without hurting them. And I've had a bad experience with bees in my past, and I'm little apprehensive with the bees being around. And there are something's uncovered. I don't want to ruin the movie though. There's a clue that's uncovered, and then that's kind of the beginning of the adventures begin between this archaeologist and the beekeeper, and then we take to the road of Malta and the adventure begins.
We're off.
We're off.
I think we can say that it was. They discover something. Ava's removing a beehive. There's a bee emergency. I think we said it was.
There's a bee emergency. Yes.
Nightmare. And while removing the bees very carefully, they do uncover what they go on to see is a sort of basically a treasure map that is going to lead them on their adventure around the island, and hopefully lead them to discovering the Golden Way, essentially.
Yep.
Which is very exciting.
Very exciting. Number 4.
That was kind of number 4, to be fair. Tell us what
great.
uncovered.
Oh, great. Okay.
Uncovered. Yeah.
We uncovered this fresco.
Yeah.
Which I actually didn't know what a fresco was before I shot this movie either. Did you know what a fresco was?
Kind of. I did have to look it up just to double check.
When you see it, you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's kind of it's the artwork. It's that old painting
Mm.
on murals that
Mm.
you'd see in churches and whatnot. But yes, we uncover this fresco,
Mm.
and it's kind of the key to the quest,
Yeah.
and our kind of the opposites in who we are and the opposites of our careers end up opposites attract. So we we end up finding a lot more out about each other
Mm.
and about our individual careers, and yes, so I guess we answered that in the last long-winded answer we had as well, or that I had.
No.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, number 6 then. So Ava and Austin are traveling around Malta following this treasure map that they have discovered. And they very much start to see each other in a new light. Because initially, let's be honest, it doesn't start well. It doesn't start that well. Like you said, they're very different people. Very different.
They're very different,
Yeah.
very different people.
But the
Yes.
journey sort of brings them closer. They get to see each other. I feel like they get to see each other kind of excel in their own work. Well, their jobs, essentially. I mean, Ava sees Austin being so excited and passionate and knowledgeable about archaeology and all the history. Like there's one scene where I think he literally picks up like a bit of pottery and he's like, oh, boom, this is from this place, like this place, this time. And it's amazing. And they sort of really start to warm up to each other. And Ava's able to help and has this huge knowledge of the island and everything to do with bees. And it's sort of, it really ignites a sort of a spark, I guess, between the two of them.
Yeah.
Sort of slowly.
Yeah, and when you say, we really are opposites, I mean, also the meet cute in this movie
Yeah.
is really it's it's a pretty ambitious it was a pretty ambitious scene, like one of the most ambitious scenes I've been a part of in a Hallmark movie.
Really.
We had like a real legitimate stunt that where if that happened in real life, I mean, yeah, I had to really make sense of it all because I don't want to ruin it, but something happens that could be fatal. Like it could have been a really, yeah, it could have been a real bad situation, and it was more or less, I would say, it was kind of Austin's fault in a way.
Yeah.
Some would argue it was your fault. You're driving a little too quick on the road there,
I don't know. I
but
think probably a little bit on the old phone there didn't help, but
be on the phone in the middle of the road doesn't help. But yeah, so we kind of really started behind the eight ball, on our relationship. It was we had to really make back some ground that
Mhm.
well, Austin did at least. And so yeah, I've never been part of a stunt like that. And we were in the middle of Malta. It was a really spectacular day, actually.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there was a lot of scenes, there was a lot of moments in this movie where I had to catch myself. I think both of us had to, and sit and just we're like, look where we are. We're standing on a cliff's edge
Yeah.
next to a 400-year-old 500-year-old tower,
Yeah.
and looking over the Mediterranean and beautiful sun shining down on us,
Yeah.
and we're shooting this, adventure romance movie, and it was just like, it's one of those moments as an actor, you have to give a moment of gratitude
Mm.
and uh and just acknowledgement, and so it was yeah, that was one of the days as well where we had the stunt doubles come out and do the
Yeah.
stunt, and we're in the tiny narrow streets of Malta,
Mm.
and just it was an awesome day, and the
Oh,
stunt the stunt when it came off really well, so looking forward to for people to see that.
I'm really excited for people to see that, and I think it's quite. I thought it was quite a cool opening to the movie as well, which is really nice.
Yeah. So number 7, there are a lot of fun moments between our characters that include Eva and Austin taste testing honey.
Hmm.
Do we have a memorable scene we can't wait for the viewers to see of us taste testing honey? Um, well, the memorable moment for me was when I had 3 bees in my suit. So that,
Mm.
but viewers fortunately won't be able to see that. Uh, but no, there was that one day that was really amazing where you're you're smoking the bees out. I'm standing there talking to you.
Yeah.
and we have all the hives. Um, I don't know. That was a pretty cool day. Like you were, everyone in the crew had beekeeper suits on.
Yeah, they looked so great, but it was so sort of completely mad that the guys behind the camera were also wearing the huge bee hats. What are those suits called? I feel like they must have a name, but
Yeah, there's a name for them.
yeah, I can't remember. But yeah,
Safety suits. I don't know.
ugh. um, yeah, doing and getting to actually do all the actual sort of smoking them out, opening up the hives, and like holding up the sort of what was it called? The panels where the bees were. Oh my god, I can't remember what they're called, but it was so
Yeah, what
cool.
are they called again? Yeah, what are they called again?
Like a
Jeez.
frame, a frame,
A frame.
a
A
frame.
frame. Yeah.
That's what it's called now. Yeah, just getting to do that in real life and being allowed to sort of be that involved with the bees was amazing. And having I found that the sort of constant buzzing was actually strangely quite relaxing. I would have thought I'd be a lot more nervous, but
That's
I
a really good point, actually. Like we learned a lot about, the therapeutic
yeah.
qualities of bee. Like the bees buzzing is actually therapy.
Mm,
Getting stung, people pay to get stung by bees because I guess
yeah,
it lets off an endorphin of some
yeah.
sort, or um, and also honey. I've actually, I don't know about you, but I've incorporated honey in so many more parts of my life now. Like I'm
Oh,
eating a
really?
lot more bee pollen, and
Nice.
I'm putting honey in my coffee now,
Oh,
and I'm where
nice.
I didn't before. I'd put this other like type of healthy coconut sweetener.
Mm.
But honey it's extremely healthy for you, antibacterial and everything. So I've just been using honey a lot more since we shot that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I just have the old spoon out the jar because it's really tasty. Sometimes you just got to do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Winnie the Pooh,
yeah,
Winnie the Pooh move. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
me.
He knew how to eat honey.
Um, oh well, yeah, the memorable moments, all the bee suit stuff was memorable.
Yeah.
But yeah, on to number 8. This movie is filmed in beautiful Malta, and can we share our favorite filming locations? I mean, it was
The Tower Day was incredible.
yeah, the Tower Day was amazing on the cliff's edge overlooking. Oh,
Yeah.
it was so beautiful, and I don't really think there was a bad filming day. Everything was outside, pretty much, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
like location after location was
The cave was incredible. I mean,
okay.
it was a little tough for everybody that day because we were deep into the shoot, and it was a long day, and we were all having to crouch and be in this musty cave, but
Mhm.
also realizing that this cave that we were in was built during World War II. Malta was the heaviest bombed country during the war,
Mm,
and so they built these caves there could be 1,000+ people down there over
mm,
the course of 1 to 3 days as bombings were happening. So we were, you know, I again recognizing the fact of that people lived through a much more difficult time than us going down there
yeah, yeah,
for a matter of a few hours and then being able to go outside,
yeah.
have hot coffee, and and
Enjoy.
sleep in a warm bed that night.
Yeah, yeah. That was amazing, and the tunnels were endless. They just went on
Endless.
and on.
Yeah.
It was a huge like network right under the main city, which was really
Hmm.
cool. And we shot in another sort of cave. Do you remember the apiary that was 2,000 years old? That was a tiny cave, and again, the cameras were in there, and it was really tight, and we were all sort of having to crouch down. But it
Yeah, but
was
that was awesome. Like that day was so cool. And
yeah,
we had the views looking out again over the ocean. And yeah, who would have
beautiful.
thought 2,000-year-old apiaries? Number 9,
Number
for
9.
Love and Honey. For Love and Honey kicks off our Passport to Love stunt on Hallmark Channel. If we both could choose any place to travel to this summer, aside from Malta, of course, where would it be and why? Where would you go to this summer, Margaret?
I'm desperate to go to Japan. It just looks amazing, and travel around.
Yeah.
See it? Have you been?
No, I have not. I want to go to Japan in the winter though and ski.
I'd quite like to go for the cherry blossom season and see all the trees because it looks incredible. Skiing would be cool though.
Yeah. Where would I go? I would go to. I'm actually going not in the summertime, but I'm going to Thailand this
Oh,
year, which I'm really looking forward to seeing.
Amazing.
Yeah, Thailand over the summer would be great.
Great. That, yeah, Thailand is
So
fantastic.
yeah, so you been?
Yeah, we went on our honeymoon. Actually, we did. We traveled around a bit, which was amazing, and just saw loads of the country. We were up quite far north, and then we went right down to the islands. So yeah, whereabouts are you going? You travel?
Krabi, Krabi, and a few other places. Then we're also going to Singapore.
Cool.
We're going to spend some time in Beijing as well. No, not Beijing. Sorry, no, not Beijing. Uh, Bangkok. Sorry,
Cool.
Bangkok.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So okay, now we're on to the rapid fire.
Oh wait, no, we have one more. We have question 10.
Oh, we do?
Oh,
Oh, sorry, Margaret. Sorry.
no, it's a question for you, Andrew. You also got to travel to some amazing places, like I think South Africa and Malta for filming. And how was Malta in comparison to some of the other great places you've been to?
Like Winnipeg? I've been to Winnipeg as well. I'm kidding. I like Winnipeg, guys. Winnipeggers. I'm not. I'm not talking bad about Winnipeg. But most, cause I joke because I shot 7 movies in Winnipeg, which is Margaret, which is like which is like a it's prairie. It's a prairie town
Wait,
in Canada.
embarrassing.
Pardon me?
I don't know where Winnipeg is.
Winnipeg, you wouldn't know where Winnipeg is. Winnipeg is kind of central Canada, and it's prairies, and you can watch your dog run away for a week.
Oh,
It's just like flat, and it's like it's a little town, but it's sweet. It's got its charm. But I shot 7 movies there, and then at a Hallmark party, I had mentioned to somebody, and my wife, actually Cassandra had mentioned to somebody, she said, Andrew goes to Winnipeg all the time. It'd be super cool if you guys sent him somewhere else. I actually have my wife to thank for this, but she was like, it'd be super cool if you could send him somewhere, somewhere a little nicer than Winnipeg. And I finally got the call to go to South Africa and shoot a movie.
wow.
And South Africa, Malta, 2 completely different places. I'm a big nature freak, and I love being outdoors. And obviously South Africa was unreal. I loved South Africa. I was there with an amazing. I mean, it was also the girl that I was working with. I've known her for a little while, so it's really nice to do a job with her. Her dad directed us. Her mom wrote the movie. It was like a whole family affair, and we basically did safari. We did safaris after every single day we shot. We had at least a few hours to go on a safari, so it was really, really great experience. And then Malta, of course. But I've been to Malta, and I've been to South Africa, and mainly shoot in Vancouver, which I love Vancouver as well. It's a lot of hikes, a lot of nature. And so who knows where we'll go next? We'll see. Who knows? All right. So now we're into the rapid fire.
Okay.
Okay, it's basically this or that. Okay, Margaret. So it's this or that, and it's inspired by love for Love and Honey, a passport to love. What would you rather, Margaret? Staycation or travel?
Travel, definitely.
Me too.
Yeah.
Archaeologist, professor, or beekeeper?
Well, obviously I'm going to say beekeeper because it's so close to my heart now.
And I'm going to say archaeologist. It's close to my heart now. Read a book in a library or follow a treasure map?
I mean, follow a treasure map sounds a lot more exciting, and
follow a treasure map.
Jones, yeah, perfect.
Take a ride in a Jeep or go for a hike?
Andrew, I think we both know I'm going to take a ride in a Jeep, even though I'm a terrible driver, but I just hate exercise. So
if the Jeep was like off-roading, if we were doing some off-roading, I think I'd like to go in a Jeep, but I like hiking. I'll hike.
Lovely.
Spring honey or fall honey?
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Now that we've tried all of these honeys,
yeah, this is really a honey expert question here.
As a honey connoisseur.
Connoisseur.
I think I went for spring honey because it was more floral, but I might be completely misremembering this.
Yeah, I think wasn't the fall honey like more molasses or like more? It was like
carob.
More, yes, exactly.
That was good. They were both good, but I think I went for the spring. What about you?
Spring.
Yeah,
spring for me too. Last question.
Okay.
Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Oh. Oh no. I don't. I mean,
We've stumped Margaret. All
wow.
these other ones, and it came down to the hot dog and hamburger
Is it
question. And
a hamburger or a cheeseburger? Because a cheeseburger is really my jam. I could probably lose a hot dog in favor of a cheeseburger for
I
forever.
would too. I
Yeah.
would too. And I would take a hamburger over a hot dog any day.
Yeah. I think, oh, I do like a hot dog though, every now and then. Ooh, delicious. I think it's the burger.
Uh, and it's also the toppings and everything. You know, it's got, yeah. Yeah, I do like a good hot dog with like a bunch of coleslaw on the top and like good like sauerkraut or something
Oh,
on the
lovely.
top of it. All
Yeah.
right, we're wrapping up here, Margaret.
Oh,
And we just want to remind everybody to tune in this Saturday, June 1st, 8/7 Central, only on Hallmark Channel. And I will be tweeting along while you watch. And if you tweet while you're watching, use hashtag for love and honey, everybody. And we really look forward to you seeing our movie. We put a lot of love and honey into this movie.
very nice. You did. Can't wait for you to watch the premiere. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks, Margaret. Great to see you.
Andrew, lovely to see you.
Yeah.